You'll notice as we take off from the Alameda Naval Air Station that there are no runway lights. That's because this is an abandoned airport. It was used as a naval air station between 1940 and 1997. It's right across the bay from the city of San Francisco, so it makes a nice takeoff point to do a little tour over the city. And the time of day is pretty nice for this too, if you notice the red glow of the sun over there in the west. A couple of comments on the Mooney Ovation, or M20. There's two bugs in the autopilot which cause some issues. One, if you're in the heading mode, your wings will rock back and forth. If you're in the GPS mode on Navigate, you will do S-curves over your line of flight for quite some time. They need to be addressed. Yeah, I had the heading mode on, and it was rocking back and forth earlier, and it's on right now, and I'm reaching down there just now to turn it off, so it won't be rocking no more. In just a few minutes, we'll be turning initially to east-southeast, looking down the bay, and you'll be able to see the city, and we will, in fact, fly right over it. And I'm going to be hand flying it from there. Much easier than fighting with that autopilot. Currently, just off the nose of the aircraft is Treasure Island, which is right out in the middle of San Francisco Bay. And just south of Treasure Island is Yerba Buena Island, and it just so happens that the Oakland Bay Bridge passes over Yerba Buena Island. We're turning from the north to the west now, and those two orange lights you see ahead of you are the two towers on the Golden Gate Bridge. And as we turn further to the left, we'll be heading more or less east-southeast, and we'll be going over the city of San Francisco, which will appear shortly. The flashing strobe light you see off the nose of the aircraft is actually on Sutro Tower, which is a 977-foot tower, and it's a TV and radio tower. I want to point out that Microsoft and Asobo have done a really good job of getting the calendar right and the skies right based on the calendar, and that's why we have a full moon tonight, and it's in the right place. And we're just now coming up on downtown San Francisco. The buildings aren't lit up all that well, but they still show up okay. You can see we're turning between two significant roads. The road on your left is Interstate 280. The road to the right is US Highway 101, and just down ahead of us, they actually come together at a place called the Alameda Maze. Ahead of us and to the left, you can see the lights of San Francisco International Airport. Off the nose of the aircraft and off in the distance, sitting on top of a hill, backlit by the setting sun, is the aforementioned Sutro Tower, and we will be passing it just on its right side. Just as we come down off of Mount Sutro, which we've just gone over, we'll be passing over the campus of the University of California, San Francisco. And off to the right, you'll notice a big rectangular patch with a lot of little spotted lights in it and so forth. That happens to be Golden Gate Park. And straight ahead of us, where those orange lights are, is the Presidio, which contains a very historic old fort named Fort Point, and it is also the place where you access the Golden Gate Bridge, which you can see as the string of orange lights off to the left in the distance. Off to the left is the yacht harbor. And just below and to the left of us is Fisherman's Wharf and the beginning of the Embarcadero. So your pilot is getting sleepy, so it's time for us to head this thing back to the Alameda Naval Air Station, and we're fixing to go across the San Francisco Bay Bridge, which is just ahead and to the right, and to our left there is Treasure Island again. The only issue, which could turn out to be fatal, is we have no runway lights, so we're not exactly sure where the runway is. But trust me, I have a good memory sometimes. So, ahead of us and a little bit just off of the front of our left wing is a little line of orange lights sticking up. And toward the right end of that orange line of lights, there's two gaps. There's one that's sort of wide and one that's not so wide. And my recollection says that the runway is the one that's not so wide, so it would be the one to the right. So that's the one we're going to. Whether that's correct or not, wish us luck. Clearly not the runway, but it's either a big apron or a really nice parking lot. Okay, my job now is to, in the dark, get us stopped without running off the edge of this thing and into the bay. That would not be a good thing. And by the way, the stuttering, the pausing here has to do with the braking on the Mooney. Well, are we ever going to stop? Oh, what a nice view. Good place to stop. Way to go. Hey, here's some shots from outside the airplane now that we're on the ground. Once again, thank you for flying along with us and taking your life into your own hands. We appreciate it, and we hope to see you again in the future.